Wow, this is extremely tough to do right here, y'all. So I know we talk a lot about narcissistic relationships being like intimate relationships, but cutting off a narcissistic parent is one of the toughest things to do. Because in narcissistic relationships, you can choose your partner, you can choose your significant other. You cannot choose the family that you are born into. You can't choose that toxic mom that competes with you on everything. You can't choose that toxic dad, that narcissistic dad that holds you back from being better than him at sports. Because cutting off a girlfriend, a boyfriend, husband, or wife or something is completely different than cutting off a parent. Because people will tell you, hey, you only get one mom, you only get one dad. You need to cherish them for the rest of your life. I mean, that is your mom. I mean, that is your dad. But people rarely outside of the house of a narcissistic parent really know what goes on behind those walls. And sometimes cutting a parent off is the only way that you can heal from that parent. The only way that you can take back your power from that parent. And although you can't choose what family you're born into, you can choose what family you make and what family you keep. Stay safe, be strong, hope. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. I am self-aware diagnosed narcissist Lee Hammock, and I use my platform to raise awareness for narcissistic personality disorder, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. So I use this series right here to, take my TikToks and YouTube shorts and make them longer. They are 60 seconds or less. This is going to be longer, of course. So the vid you just watched was about, a person said she just cut off her narcissistic dad, which is extremely tough. Your narcissistic dad, you had to cut off a parent. A lot of people only talk about narcissism. I'm one of them. I don't say a lot of people, like, it's not me. I'm one of them. I talk about narcissistic personality disorder from the father-son, the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife aspect and things like that. I do that a lot because that's the easiest relationship dynamic to talk about. But narcissistic parents exist because not only is that narcissistic father being a terrible, not only the narcissistic man being a narcissist to his wife or to his husband, whatever, they also be a narcissist to the kids. The narcissistic woman, she's going to be a narcissist to her husband and to her kids. It bleeds down, y'all. Narcissistic personality disorder is just not a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. It really does bleed down into the kids. A narcissistic father, like I said, will hold their son back to keep them from breaking their little records, to keep them from doing better than them, to keep them from to not let them have their own identities. You want narcissistic fathers to view their kids as reflections of them. And I'm guilty of this too, y'all. I keep telling people, I've done some bad stuff. Literally, I have. That's why I'm trying to correct my errors right now with my kids. I have a 13-year-old. I'm working hard with him. I have a 5-year-old. I got a 5-year-old son. I got a daughter. I'm just working. It's tough. It takes hard work because sometimes I look at my kids. Sometimes I don't know them. It's frustrating. Like, I be so immersed into my own life that I look at my kids and I don't know what they like to do. It bugs me. It does. I'm just sorry. Self-awareness is a gift and a curse. I see what I'm doing to my kids. I'm seeing I'm yelling at my kids. I'm seeing I'm being short with my kids. I'm seeing it. I look at them as reflections of me. If they're not doing stuff to make me happy, then I'm angry at them. And I can see in a narcissistic father's brain why they discard their kids sometimes. Like, if you're not reflecting back what I want to see, they dip on you. They're gonna try to have another ready-made family. They're gonna try to be a step parent. They're gonna try to have kids by somebody else because y'all kids ain't good enough. Y'all not doing what I need you to do. But if you're doing good, if you're a super athlete, you're super smart and things like that, then that narcissistic father, they will tout you up. That's my son. That's my daughter right there. That's my daughter, buddy. That's my son right there dunking on your son. My son just hit that home run. My daughter, my daughter is that super volleyball athlete. My daughter can dunk. I got a dunking daughter. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing good in their eyes, as long as you're reflecting back to them what they want to see, that empowers them to give them bragging rights, they will typically try to be a good parent to you. They will typically try to be a good parent to you, but financial abuse is real with kids too, because if you have a rich parent or a parent that's well off, they will financially abuse you to keep it away from you. I'm rich, you not. Their family, they would just do that, hold it away from you. They make you dependent upon them. So you go to college or something like that, they don't want you to work. Then they also don't want to give you money. But they'll give you just enough to survive to make you dependent upon them. The narcissistic parents are terrible people, y'all. We can be terrible people. I'm just being 100% dead honest with you. I don't like doing episodes about narcissistic parents because it makes me mad at myself. Because it just brings back to the stuff I've said and done. You know what I mean? But narcissistic moms are just as bad, y'all. I'm just telling you, this is a breeding ground. Because narcissistic moms they're bad people too. Get a little cute daughter that grows up to be more physically attractive than the mom. Dear Lord, you're gonna get punished for it. They're gonna try to talk about your weight, They're gonna make you feel self-conscious, not let you shave. They're gonna do all types of stuff, try to hold you back from being better than them. You're not good as you think you are. You're not blah, 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 blah. They'll hold you back. They'll treat you terribly. Narcissistic parents will just, and everybody thinks you got the great person. Everybody thinks you got a great mom, a great dad from the outside looking in. But inside the house, it's terrible. You're getting yelled at. You're getting screamed at. You're getting your ass beat for little stuff. You're getting treated terribly. It just does that. You got a great mom and dad. Like they only be good when you're here. That's why I like when you're here. I don't like you to leave. You leave, the parental mask comes off. You get a narcissistic father that's treating their wife terribly in front of their kids. It trickles down, y'all. It trickles down into the kids. It does. And that's why I tell y'all, if you can leave. Take the kids, and because like I stayed to protect my kids. I want to be around them 100% of the time. You're around the kids 100% of the time, and you keeping them in an abusive situation where they end up hating the other parent. They will end up hating you too for keeping them there. You think they're just gonna cut off their dad for being a narcissist? You think they're just gonna cut off their mom for being a narcissist? They're gonna cut both of you off. This generation right here is not putting up with any kind of BS. They're gonna cut off both parents because one parent was a narcissist, the other parent was an enabler and kept them in it. That's what they're gonna say. I would rather spend 50% of my time away from the house of my narcissistic dad than 100% of the time with my narcissistic dad and my enabling mom. And vice versa, my narcissistic mom and my enabling dad who's scared to go against him because she'll take it from everything he has. It's terrible, y'all. Narcissistic parents are terrible. They will raise you to be self-conscious. They will raise you to not have any kind of confidence. They'll raise you to be timid and weak. They'll raise you they'll hold you back. And they just want you to reflect back to them all the good things of them. They want to live vicariously. Sometimes they try to live vicariously through you. They want you to do exactly what they did, and be exactly what they did. They want to they want you to be a little trophy son or daughter. They want to have trophy kids and things like that. As long as you're reflecting back the good stuff, the parent will be there for you. If you're an outlier, if you have a different personality, if you have a personality that they don't like, they'll discard you. In-house discard or the same. When I say discard you, I don't mean they just move out. I mean they just don't parent you no more. I mean you become an invisible kid to them. They just do the bare minimum with you or less than the bare minimum because you don't approve of them. I've talked to a bunch of people like homosexual men and women and things of that nature, and they said that as soon as they find out they had a narcissistic parent and they came out to them, discard, in-house discard. You got to get out. I'm not gonna be a parent anymore. You're embarrassing to me, and I hate that, y'all. I really do. Because I'm all inclusive. Like gay, straight, transgender, do you? What you do does not. How you live your life does not affect me in any way, shape, or form. Be blessed, do you? You know what I mean? I just feel like take your power back from these parents. Like if you need to cut your parent off, that's a tough thing to do because you got the family that's enablers. Why you talk to your mom no more? Why don't you talk to your dad no more? You only get one parent. You should be thankful. My mom died years ago and I wish I could have her. I wish I could have your mom. I wish I could have your dad. Blah, blah, blah this. They don't really know the truth. And sometimes it's like it results in you not only having to cut the parent off, you got to cut off your brothers and sisters too. And it's tough because that isolate. It makes you feel isolated. It makes you feel alone in this situation. It makes you feel alone in life. So I know how tough it is. I know you have to stand in your truth and stand in your power. And it's tough to cut a parent off. I just trust me. I know. I don't want my kids to cut me off. I'm working hard. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. I hope this episode helped. I hope it brings you some clarity. I hope it helps you live a better life and a more genuine life. If you're a narcissist, if you think you're a narcissist and you have kids, go get some damn help. Don't mess these kids up. We've done enough damage. We've got enough damage done to us from our parents and our grandparents and things like that, from our older generations that we are correcting. You have the ability and the power to stop this right now. Stop the generational curse. Take your power back and be blessed. I got to hop on a one-on-one. Thank you.